And what we want to focus on today is a very special conversation that all of us should be talking about, and this is as far as autism spectrum disorder is concerned, because every April of every year, that is 2nd April of every year, the world marks the Autism Awareness Day. But of course, again, today is a different date, and of course, we still want to focus on the same because the entire month will be focusing on autism spectrum disorder. So today, like I said, we're here at the Agape Special Center just to understand and also interact, with the children as well and get to know more on the same. Because again, this year there is a very special focus, and this is as far as autism is concerned. And the observance actually focuses on the contribution of autistic people at home, at work, and in the arts, and especially when it comes to policy making. So today we want to celebrate their contribution to the society, and of course in different aspects, of their lives. So come with me. Let's get to meet Nancy, who is the owner of Agape Special Center. And Nancy, hi, it's good to see you this morning. Thank you very much for hosting us. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
All right.
Yeah,
so let me hold this for you. And let's just first of all get to understand a little bit about, this place, because like you said, you have mixed children, right? You don't only have children who are autistic. So tell us a little bit about what happens here.
So this is Agape Special Center, where we handle kids with autism, those ones with the cerebral palsy, those ones with the Down syndrome, and also those ones who are physically challenged. So we have a mixture. Okay. So also among them, my son is also there.
Absolutely, and I wanted to talk to you about the same. And, aside from being the founder of this special center, you're also a parent to a child who is autistic, right? Do you want to tell us about him a little bit?
I'm a parent, and at the same time, I'm also a caregiver. So I think I'm a mother. I'm Nancy Njoroge Mungai. So I'm a mother of 3 kids. I have 2 daughters and now the son, who is Clinton. Clinton, he was born a normal child, but at age 5 months, that's the time we realized he has a heart problem. So his issues started with heart. So after the diagnosis of heart and the rest, and after the treatment, that is the time, after a duration of 1 year, we started Clinton. After the surgeries, it didn't work out well for him. So these are a boy who has been done 4 heart surgeries. So out of it, after a duration of 1 year, the speech went off, walking went off, toileting went off, coordination went off, so concentration went off. So I think because of handling Clinton, today he's 22 years, so we've walked a journey with him. So walking from 1 year to 22 years, I think it's not an easy job, going to one hospital to another one. So by then I used to go to Kenyatta, where I went for a duration of 7 good years, 3 days in a week. So it was not easy. So parents out there, they understand what I say, because now this one you have to employ 2 house girls. By then I was working for UAP insurance company. So you can imagine I'm on duty and I need to go take my son to hospital.
All right. So like you said, around 5 months is when you said, he had to go through a number of surgeries and all those things. But at what point did you get the diagnosis then for autism?
Autism, after 1 year. After 1 year, the surgery was done. The problem of heart was diagnosed at age 5 months. But the treatment was given at 5 years. Now, after 5 years, that is the time we started, because it didn't work well. So it was somehow cerebral palsy, a combination of cerebral palsy and a lot of hyperactivity. So a bit of hyperactivity comes under autistic kids. So he has a combination of 2. So when you tell him anything, he can't respond. But I thank God. After a lot of therapy and a lot of about diet and what have you, Clinton has really improved. So at age 12, that is when I started Agape, when he gained walking. So the birth of Agape came at age 12 after Clinton started walking. So you can imagine it touched me. So I was like, now what do I say? And what do I tell God? Because this gentleman, I used to carry him. And you can imagine a 12 years child. You take him to Kenyatta and all this. It has not been easy. So at Agape today, I have a combination of autistic kids, and they are my good and greatest friends of mine, because these are kids, if you embrace them with love, they are able to catch up.
Absolutely. I mean, and even this year's, focus, and especially as far as Autism Awareness Month is concerned, the focus is mostly on celebrating the milestones and their contribution as well in different aspects of their lives. Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about your son, Clinton. Like you said, he's 22. Right now, and before talking about how is he? What is it that you've noticed about him that is very special? What is it that he can do so that we can also celebrate him? But let's go back. She's already celebrating, all right? I like that. I really, really like that. And I really hope that all of us could embrace these children, because they are amazing. They are extremely talented, in so many ways. But let's talk about Clinton. You, and especially when it comes to raising them, because for so many parents who are watching us, at home, have so many difficulties, and even, some parents would not embrace their children, especially when they notice that a child has been born with, some sort of disability. So from your story and your experience in terms of like raising an autistic child, and of course noticing, the different milestones that not able to hit at a certain period of time, because again, most of us expect that they have to be walking or start talking at this time. So let's talk about some of the challenges that maybe you encountered, when raising Clinton.
Wow. One of the challenges you have as a parent, you have to create time for your child, and also to admit that accepting, because most of the parents with kids with these conditions, at least some of them, most of them, they live on denial. For me, it was very easy after seeing the improvements with my kid, because for one, he was not able to sit, he couldn't sit. So after he achieved those milestones, feeding himself, going to the toilet, and I think the first and foremost, after he gained the concentration and coordination, when you tell him stop, he's able to stop and continue. Because I think also after achieving, like now toileting, the moment you feed him, he's able to know the next move, because you program their timetable. Feeding, the next thing, they go to toileting. So he knows. So you can find Clinton walking and going to the toilet, and he'll wait for you there to come and open the door for him, and then you tell him sit. And he'll just relieve himself. So I was happy, and I can tell a parent who is out there, even if for me, I'm not satisfied with the achievements Clinton has achieved, I'm sure the kind of work I've done and where I've participated, Clinton has really achieved. And I'm happy, and that motivates me.
That's a really, really good thing to hear. I really, really like that. So at what point then did you come to that level of acceptance? Because like you said, acceptance is usually, a big thing. You need to get to that point of acceptance so that you're able to be there for your child, right?
Yeah. Well, when, initially, when the doctor disclosed all what my son has to go through, initially it was a bombshell. It was a bombshell. And for me to accept all this, it has taken a while. But living with my family and those who are near me, accepting all, at least giving me some guidance, and also giving me some advices, and also a lot of, I think I had received a lot of counseling from my doctor, and he told me things have happened the way they are, so you have to take it easy and move on.
Yeah.
Because now, how do you change things? But it was not easy, even for my family, my kids, and my husband. It was not easy, and it has been a journey. And then it's an expense also to have a child with these issues. It's because you pass through a lot of challenges. You had asked me about the challenges. I think the challenges are many.
Like you talked about physiotherapy and
you have to visit the professionals.
How many times would you do that?
I used to go 3 times in a week. And you can imagine living from Kiamombi all the way to Kenyatta. And by then I had no means, because also means it's another challenge, carrying a child with a condition. And you can imagine you are going to enter into a matatu with other people. So these kids, they do a lot funny things. Eh? So I think you know them and you'll meet them because they are ready waiting for you guys. So it was not easy. Also, when you go to places, people to accept you, and then you see people talking about your son and you are there, you don't feel comfortable. And yet, having these professionals, the therapy, it's demanding. And also, like now for me, when I opened Agape, you have to equip the therapy room, because that's the center and the heart of Agape, because therapy, it's the key word. Therapy, diet, and exercises are the key word. So another challenge we are facing as Agape, it's also food. At the moment, you see, the economy, things are escalating. So it's my prayer to any well-wisher or to the government and to the society per se, anybody seeing this, we need a lot of support, and especially also to the government. Maybe there is this one item I'll add them. There is this Inua Jamii. Maybe I call it Inua Jamii. We have these national disability cards we are given. If my child was diagnosed and it was identified he has autism, why do I have to wait? How comes my child is denied Inua Jamii? I think Inua Jamii, it also goes to the aged. Why is it a problem when it comes to disability? Our kids, most of them, they are not under Inua Jamii. So I hope those people who are concerned and the institutions which are concerned, I think it's not about Nancy, it's about the kids and whoever is disabled or whoever is differently abled. They should be given that priority and be supported, because money is there. But for me, for 22 years, Clinton is not a member.
And I see that. And you're talking about something very important, because, again, like we said, this year, the focus is mostly on, yes, not only the contribution, of, people who are autistic, but at the same time, also understanding, the policy, aspect about the same. So I'll come back to you, talk about the whole question about the policy and what needs to be done, what needs to be improved, and also track the, your son's milestone as well. But right about now, let's talk to Catherine. Catherine, is a assistant physiotherapist.
Yeah,
if I can say. Yeah. And of course, help us really understand, because majority of the people who are watching us may be at home, and trying to understand, autism and of course the different levels and the different levels when it comes to the spectrum, right? There are others who are, mild and it goes all the way to severe. So what can you tell us, so that parents know, as far as, the different levels, as it appears?
Okay, according to how I understand about autism, you can tell according to how the kid behave. So that's when we can analyze. That is, this kid is severe and this is mild. They have a lot of difference. Like as per se, our CEO, his kid, her kid, he's not that severe as I say, because sometimes he can tend to calm down, but others, they cannot sit down, completely. That is a severe case. Yeah, so...
All right. And of course, you interact with these children around a lot. And Nancy also mentioned the whole question about physiotherapy and why it's very important, for these children. So what exactly happens? Just paint a picture to someone who's watching us from home and thinking, okay, so what exactly happens during a physiotherapy session? Yes, and yes.
Yeah. So, first of all, we need to identify the kid first. After we've identified, there are those... Okay, we have a lot because they have issues with speech and even hearing. So we tend to give them therapy according to how the kid is individualized. Yeah, there are some of them. Okay, that's when the reason as to why we urge parents to bring the kids to school is not because we have a direct medicine that we give them so that they can be well, but there are things we do that helps them to calm down. Some of them, they have anger issues, so you know how to calm that kid down when he's hungry. Most of them, they are his. They are male. Yeah. So yeah.
You see a lot of boys as compared to the girls. Okay. Okay. All right. So, for example, because the main areas are usually speech, and of course, we talked about the whole question about concentration and coordination and all those things. So, then what usually happens during a speech therapy?
A speech therapy, that is a challenge, by the way, because that is another, we can say another department. We have a speech therapist, we have an occupation therapist, and we have a physio. So for us, mostly we do things with, but for speech, we have electric brush we use, so at least to bring the nerves and all that. And also we have balloons. They can blow balloons. Yani, it seems to be stupid things, but at the end of the day, you can find a kid starting to say, "Mom, he couldn't. Maybe he had no total speech, but after doing those things, blow your balloons. They have to follow instruction. First of all, that helps with concentration. They tend to love these stupid things, as I say. So when you tell him or her to blow balloon, it looks fun, but at the same time, it helps for concentration and also the nerves for speech. That's how we do. Yeah, slowly by slowly. Right. Yeah.
And for you, because your specialty is on physiotherapy, right? Occupation. Okay. All right. So come this way. Come this way. All right. Yeah. So what exactly happens? What do you do? So that people at home can really understand what exactly happens during a session.
An occupation therapy. Okay. Mostly we deal with children living with cerebral palsy. Yeah, physically challenged. So we have them with massage and some exercise that helps them. Most of them, you will see them. Most of them, they have no movement. They cannot move. Maybe the legs are, a bit tight, the muscles. So I'm there to relax the muscle as well as, when you go to school, we are taught a bit of speech therapy, a bit of, so you get them. But once you go in a center and you find kids differently, so you are able to help them. Yeah.
All right. And I like the fact that you said, it's individualized because, again, here at this center that is Agape, you deal with different...
Yeah, we deal with mostly, likely, we have children living with cerebral palsy, autism, and also Down syndrome. That is delayed developmental issues and all that, learning disability. Because a Down syndrome child can hear, can talk, can do everything. But now, coordination, knowing this, I'm supposed to do this after this. Yeah. So most likely that's what the kids we have. But we don't have the deaf ones and, because that is a different department. And blind. Yeah, yeah.
All right. I see that. So, all these therapies are pretty much important because, again, like we said, the goal is to give them a near quote unquote normal life, and it's very, very important. But again, looking around and interacting with these children because, like we said, they're talented, immensely talented, and differently talented. So, what is some of these things, amazing things that you have noticed with these children? I like how you light up.
Yeah, about talent, that's when I love most about the kids. Most likely, autism children. They behave, as I say, other people may seem weird, but to us, we see that small improvement. It's a big deal to us. Like, for example, I will show you one of them. There's one that is able to sing. He cannot alter the words, but sincerely you can feel that kid is singing. That is a big deal to us. So we encourage them. You find us maybe giving him drum, continue beating, others can dance. And you can imagine they can't hear. So some things are just godly, I don't know. So you find a kid dancing to a song, but when you tell him, bring this, he takes time to. So that's why it's a big deal to us. That's why we are here to nurture even talents. That is, it's not all about fees or most or but it's just to tap that thing that kid has. They have a lot different. As I say, we deal with them individually. Yeah, you can find someone is affected. Maybe he can't walk, but that person can preach. He can preach he can pray to you until you say amen, amen. So that's a big deal to us. Yeah, and we love interacting with them and being with them. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. All right. So what age group, do you have in the center?
Actually, we have we take from 3 years because we also have boarding. So we take 3 years to all the way. Our CEO son is 22. So we have the kids age between. But we are also here to accommodate any child above that age, as long as they are able to, to interact with us and to cooperate. The parents also are ready to release them. Yeah.
All right. And let's speak to the parents, because again, like we said, there's so many challenges, that one person goes through. And of course, like Nancy pointed out a few, including financial and all those things. But even getting to that point of acceptance and raising your child as any other child, you would raise any other child and making sure that they get the education that they need. Because what we have seen, for a longer period of time is that most of the parents would tend to hide, and we could understand because there's that aspect of you want to protect your child because sometimes cruel, right? They can be very cruel, but at the same time, there's also that sense of, shame and stigma as well. So what would you say? Speak to the parents, especially when it comes to allowing these children to go to school and, get the education that they need.
Okay, as I would like to tell parents that first, accept that you have that child and accept that child is a blessing. These children are blessing, and if you can see, they don't lack. Most of them, they don't lack. So when God gives you a child with maybe challenge, who is physically challenged, I believe venye tunasemanga anakuja na sani yake, huyu anakujanga naye double, triple actually. So when they come to your family, let us not see as it's a curse. It's those are society. But one thing I will advise the parents: get awareness. Awareness. Yeah, get to know that you are not alone. You are not alone doing this. You are not the first one doing this. You are not the last one. Neither are you the last one. So these kids are there, and if we don't show them love, first of all, if we don't show them love as a parent, and how can you show a child with a disability love? First of all, you need to actually, he or she should be the first person you think before the other kids, because that kid cannot express himself. Haezi kakwambia mama nataka kwenda shule. But you as a parent, you have that, idea like, I need to take him to school. It's not also for you, even for future. You will die, maybe. You will leave that kid. How will he live in a society if you don't release them? So I will urge the parents to release the children, and more so, hata waleteni boarding. Boarding ndo mzuri. Waleteni boarding, because that's utakuwa umemwachilia kitu ya kwanza, you will have utakuwa umefanya first step ya kuachilia huyo mtoto.
It's like allow them to be themselves and to be independent.
Independent, exactly.
Okay.
Kitu ya,
I like that. She has clearly a lot to tell us about Hussein. But how about we take a break? When we come back, we'll also be making breakfast. For them. Like, how amazing is that? Because again, like we said, the goal is to celebrate their milestones and their contribution as well to the society and to different workspaces. And of course, like we said, most of them are extremely talented. And I'm pretty sure you know examples, of persons with autism who are extremely talented, and we've seen amazing things from them. So I really like the energy here this morning. So let's take a break, and of course, when we come back, there's still so much to discuss about Autism Awareness Month, but also show you what they can do. So see you very shortly. All right, welcome back. Glad you're still with us. And of course, the show is Your World. And today we are out of the studio. And of course, we are here in Kahawa West at Agape Special Center. And of course, today we want to celebrate the different milestones and contributions that persons, especially children with autism, are able to achieve. Because again, the focus, like we said when we started the show, is about celebrating their contribution in arts, in workplaces, and of course, as far as policymaking is concerned. So with me right now, we have one of their teachers, Pauline. All right, Pauline Mudhoni is their teacher. And Pauline, thank you so much for, sparing your time as well to just speak with us, to interrupt class. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what happens, in your classroom, and what modules as well do you teach this, children?
In our classes, we have children with different disabilities, but mostly we deal with autistic children. And their learning is individualized. Why? Because most of them do not have the same problems. We have speech problems, some who cannot walk properly, and so you have to individualize the learning. And then some of them, the understanding is not the same. So we have one child in particular, Lix Mwangi, who is now doing a CBC. He's in grade 4. So we began with him from PP1, and now he's in grade 4. And then we have another one who is Faith 10. We began with her when she was 3 years. When she came in, she was not even walking, not talking, but she learned how to talk slowly. Now she's doing PP2 work. She can read, she can write, she can speak very well, and she can also do other things by herself. And so we have also others who are a bit of a problem understanding and observing, getting things into their minds. So their learning is a bit slow. So you need to be patient, keep repeating all the time until now they get something. Yeah.
I like that. All right. And just in case someone is tuning in and wondering, okay, so what exactly happens? Like when you come in the morning, what exactly happens? And I also want you to tell us a little bit about their children, because like we said, most of them are extremely talented. Yes. So what are some of the things that you have noticed that are amazing? Because that is what we want to celebrate today.
Mm-hmm. Some of these children, some of them are good in learning, yes, but they have other interests like music. Some love dancing. Some other children can do beadwork. Mostly we have found that most of them love singing and dancing. So they love music. So when you teach them a song, they get it and they sing it very well. So they enjoy that. Yes.
All right. You'll be singing with us?
Yes, we will. We will sing for you. Okay. Yes.
All right. Can we do that? And even as we prepare, to sing and dance and just have a good time, because again, like I said, today's all about celebration, yes, of their milestones and their achievements as well. I want you to speak to the parents who are watching us, this morning and wondering, what do I do? Where do I start? Because again, like we said, it's not easy, but it does not mean that it's not manageable, right?
Yes. To the parents, I would love to say, those who are still keeping their children at home, you are not helping that child. Because when they come here, they learn how to socialize. We have had children who came here without knowing how to walk, and they learned how to walk as they integrate with others. And then there are children who became now outspoken, they became now outgoing, they learned how to go to the toilet, because we had some even who are older in age, like 7 years, 8 years, they came here on diapers, but we taught them how to do toileting. Some came without knowing how to feed themselves. They learned how to feed themselves. So they are able to learn different things. Maybe they are not learning, most of them could not learn the education, but they are learning how to be self-independent. Yes. So parents, bring your children. Yes.
All right. And what are some of the tools that you use as well? I mean, to teach, these children, because like we said, it's very individualized. You cannot put them in one class and do, the same module to everyone, or even the approach and the tools that you use. So what are some of the things that you use just to make sure that, at the end of the day, the children grasp one or two or three things?
We use different things. Like the one who is doing CBC, that one we use books. But these others, we use pictures, cards, and mostly poems and music to teach them.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that. All right. So can we sing? Can we sing? All right, because we have we have the children, ready, and we want to sing.
Yes.
But to help us to help us, sing, we have someone. I'm pretty sure you know him. All right, we have Hope Kid. I think Hope Kid, come this way so that I can see you. Yes, there he is. All right, so Mudoni, we're gonna release you so that you prepare, the children so that you can sing for us and all those things. First of all, thank you so much for coming, this morning to speak to us about autism, and you're very passionate about, children who are autistic, right? Could you tell us why?
It's an encounter I made, I think, back in 2017, a place called Mararal. Then also my ministry has been on kids. So somebody reached out na akaniambia, since your ministry has been on kid, do you know about autism? Nikamwambia, actually, I had an encounter. Then we started a conversation, and that's why I'm here today.
Okay.
Yes.
So you said it's something you had an encounter. So with a person or a child?
Yeah,
a child. Was it a child?
Kids. Let me say kids.
Okay, kids. We're going to go with kids, okay? All right, so over time, and having been passionate about this project, what is it that you have learned, as far as autism is concerned, that you'd want everybody else out there to understand? Because like we said, there's a lot of stigma, there's a lot of shame and discrimination, especially to the parents and even to persons, with autism, right? So what is it that you've learned that you'd want everybody else there to understand?
That these kids are unique, they are special in their own way. If we can just step in their world, then we could get to understand them much better. They are just kawaida kids. We just need to be patient with them, accept them the way they are, love them as kawaida kids. That's it. Just love them the way they are. They are just unique in their own way.
How long have you learned this? I mean, have you been in this project?
From 2017.
Okay, and here you are today, continuing with the same. So, because like we said, support is important, to everybody, the entire community, the society, and even, as a world at large, we need to offer as much support as we can. And we also said majority of them are actually very talented, especially when it comes to art. There's dancing, there's music, and all, and all those things. So you, of course, you are an artist, and again, passionate about this and supporting the children as well. So are you going to sing for us so we can dance with them as well?
We can sing. What do you want us to sing? Atuna sound. What do you want us to sing? A cappella, eh?
Yeah, you just do like an a cappella and dance and all those things.
Yeah,
but
no
even
problem.
before that, so when it comes to then support, I would want you to speak on support. And this is as far as, the society is concerned. What kind of support do you think people should give parents and even children with autism?
I think first you should start from the top, from the government. Kitu ya kwanza inafaa acknowledge that the numbers, some of the stats are crazy. Like the stats of kids living with autism, it's like, you see kids living with HIV and cancer. Almost 2 times combined. That's the number of kids living with autism. It's just that these kids wanafichangwa. So if the government can come out and say, you know what, in every school or in every learning facility, we can allocate 1 classroom for kids with autism. That will be a win for kids with autism, because most of them, they don't have money to afford private homes or private cares. So if we can make it a public thing, I think that would be a win for every parent, because some of them wamefungiwa kwa nyumba, they don't go to school. So if we can make every public school have 1 single classroom for kids with autism, I think that will be a win for everyone. Yeah.
Ensure that there is enough room so that all the children can get access to education. All right, so I'm going to hand you the mic. With the artist, Okay, so I'm going to hand you the mic, and then you do you. Let's have fun. We want to sing, we want to dance. So here you go.
Aya, Mwalimu Nancy.
Oh, he has his own drum.
Yeah. Which song do you guys want to sing?
Prince wants to sing Ebenezer.
Ebenezer. We have another artist here. Prince, hi. Haya, let's sing Ebenezer.
Ebenezer, Ebenezer.
Ebenezer,
Piga ngoma hapo. I love you so much. Ah. I love you so much. Try. Oh, say, oh, say, oh. Come on. Say. Oh, say. Oh, hallelujah. That's why I pray in the morning. That's why I pray. Peter Bangoma. Peter. That's why. Oh, the Lion of Judah. I don't know. Ah, the Lion by the hallelujah by the the Lion of Judah. I don't know. I didn't. Oh, hallelujah by the who was walking over the water? Who was? Who? Nani, alitenea. Sijakutoka. Alitenea. Oh, nani, alitenea. No, I didn't go. No, like I didn't. Hallelujah. Bwana tusiwe. Genesis 1:1.
1:1. In the beginning,
God
created
yes.
heaven and earth.
Matthew 11:28.
Matthew 11:28. To me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you
Rest.
rest.
God bless you. Let's pray.
Let's pray.
Our Father and my God, I want to thank you for this day, oh my Father. I pray, my Father and my God. I thank you, oh God of mercy, oh God, who created them, the people, oh my Father. I pray for this and other people. My Father, bless her. Let every power of darkness come out of her in the name of Jesus. Receive the blessing. Na achilia nguvu kwa maisha yako. Kuna watu ambao watabarikiwa mahali hapa. Pokeeni hiyo baraka kwa jina la Yesu. Naombea hata Tita Pauline mwalimu huyu ambaye ako hapa, Mungu wa majeshi. Ninamwombea malaika wako atasimama na yeye siku ya leo. Hata Lord na mkabili mkononi mwako, Mungu wa mabwana. Bwana wa mabwana, uweze kusimama na yeye. Uweze kusimama na yeye jioni ya leo. Hata child, I pray for you whenever you are. Kwa jina la Yesu Kristo, Mungu aonekanie na wafie nguvu.
Ombea watu wa NTV. Ombea watu wa NTV, wageni wetu wa NTV na Hope Kids.
Sawa.
Uombe Hope Kids na watu wa NTV.
Father, I pray for MTV. I pray for MTV. Right now, I declare the blessing right now. I declare the blessing right now. Pokea baraka. Mpaka watu wetu. Ninawaombea kwa jina la Yesu. Watitoka hapa, watoke la gari. Watitoka hapa, Mungu wa mabwana. Ninaomba malaika wako atiwe ya pekee. Ataweza kusimama na yeye. nakemea kila mipango yote ya shetani. I remove that power of darkness now. Na atilia nguvu za Bwana. Pokea. Wale ambao wanataka kuokoka wakuja hapa. Kama wale wako mbele. Let me tell you something. Sawa.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. All right, we are gonna drum higher. Okay. Do we want to sing? So that sindio tugonge drums na nini as we finish? Higher. Okay. Higher. What music? What do you want to sing? No. As we sing. Okay. All right. As we look for another song. All right, Teacher Pauline.
Huyu ni one of the Teacher
Pauline, as we finish, we literally have 4 minutes to go.
Okay.
Okay, and we also want to go and plant a tree.
All right. Tuimbe kwa sauti. I am pressing on. I am pressing on. I'm pressing on to a higher mark. I am pressing on. Sauti. I am pressing on. I'm pressing on to a higher mark. Mimi natazama mbele. Namtazama Yesu kiongozi wangu. Nami nitakuwa mshindi. I am pressing on. I'm pressing on to a higher mark. I am pressing on. I'm pressing on to a higher mark. Hata vikwazo viwe vingi, mimi sitazami nyuma. Namtazama Yesu kiongozi wangu, nami nitakuwa mshindi. I am pressing on. I'm pressing on to a higher mark.
Higher. Okay, so tutapanda mti. Of course, Hopkins wants to lead us, on the same. And I can see you have a number of your friends. Higher. Okay.
Come.
I like that. Okay. All right. Akwambia mwalimu wa kusema and Teacher Pauline, yay, okay. All right, okay, to pass. I like that. Okay, so Pauline, like we said, as we finish the show, very quickly, literally 1 minute, yeah? Of course, we were talking about, policy and making sure that at least we have enough centers, in the country to accommodate every child, right? It doesn't matter, what condition that they have, accommodate all the children. What would you say in literally 45 seconds?
Wow. I'll talk to the government, and for you guys, the media, I think you'll give us a support on that area, where these kids are many, but most of them are just indoor. So we'll urge those parents who are not able to release their kids to centers like Agape Special Center, they bring them. We have space. And also for the policies, because these kids, they have national disability cards. We are registered. So those programs, they should be at least formalized. Because like when I was saying about Inua Jamii, I think it should go to each and every child who is challenged. not only to some specific ones. Because like when we talk of those autistic, like the one I'm holding, he's autistic, but these are fully dependent because even feeding, we are the people who feeds them. So we are urging the government to create more centers, and also for the public schools where we have special unit classes. They are not equipped. And they are, for some special cases which are severe, it's like they are forgotten. Because like when I say, when I talk personally for my son and maybe some of those kids who are seeing here, they are not able to go to those public schools because one, they can't cope with the environment. So we need more centers. And the president and the first lady, if they are listening to this, I'm that person who is lady, and our doors are open even for the donors and the rest, at least to come and support Agape Special Center so that we'll be able to accommodate more kids. And they'll move and walk and improve amazingly.
I like that. All right, thank you very much, Nancy, Hope Kid, Teacher Pauline, for really, accommodating us today. So we have to end the show. Unfortunately, time flies, and we have to end the show right now. But thank you very much for watching us this morning, and I'm sure that you've learned a lot, as far as autism is concerned, because, like we said, the entire month we'll be marking Autism Awareness Month. All right, so gather as much information as you can. Offer as much support as you can, because these are amazing children. I mean, listen, we have sung, we have danced, and of course we want to end the show with the singing and dancing. But a special thanks to everybody who put together and made sure that the show is a success. We have Nelly on the camera, we have Mabel, our producer, and of course everybody else in the studio, in the gallery as well. Thank you very much. Have yourselves a fantastic day. But we'll also finish dancing because, again, it's a celebration, all right? And of course we have one artist, Prince
Jawabu.
Oh, Prince Jawabu. Okay. So he's gonna finish with the song, and then we sing and we dance and we have a good time. All right. So I'm gonna hand you the mic.
Yeah.
And then finish the show.
Kanisa litajengwa na kina nani? Kanisa litajengwa na kina nani? Iyo oh oh oh. Iyo oh oh oh. Iyo oh oh oh. Iyo oh oh oh. Hey, tena. Iyo oh oh oh. Iyo oh oh oh. Iyo oh oh oh. Iyo oh oh oh. Iyo imba twende.
Iyo oh oh oh.
Iyo oh oh.
Finally, two. Aya, two.